Tell us, who is Pearl?
Who is Pearl? I'm Pearl. Pearl's the name of my band, and we're here tonight in, where are we? Just kidding. We're here tonight at The Rock, and we're getting ready to play a rock show.
Why don't you tell our viewers some background about what you've done in the past, as well as what you're currently doing, and anything that's coming up?
Well, what have I done in the past? Let's see. I've kind of grew up on tour buses and recording studios my whole life. My dad's a performer, so I sang with him for 9 years. Stopped singing with him in 2003. And now I've got my own band. It's called Pearl. It's my name. The band's called Pearl. We have an album that came out in January, and now we're doing our first U.S. tour.
And why don't you tell us about what response you're getting on this tour?
So far, the response has been great. You know, we've been playing little clubs, little rooms, sometimes little audiences, but like last night. But you know, we made the best of it, and everybody had a great time. And we just kind of going along, making new friends across the country, which is what it's all about. So it's a good time.
Can you tell me about some of your very influences, either earlier in life or currently?
Well, I kind of grew up with rock and roll playing around me, whether it was my dad performing or the music that they played in the house. So, you know, the basic big rock legends, I think, definitely influenced me. You know, the Stones, Janis, lots of soul music. Otis Redding, Bonnie Raitt is one of my favorites of all time. The Wilson Sisters, Heart. You know, some newer stuff. I love Chris Robinson, the Black Crowes. Newer influences. I don't know. I always look back to rock and roll from the 60s and 70s. That's just kind of my vibe.
Okay. Can you define your style if you had just a few adjectives to define your style? Because it's very there's a variety of sound that, you know, I guess radiates or resonates.
Resonates? I don't know. I think it's just rock and roll, isn't it?
It's rock, but is there any words that
it's
you
rock.
can
People like to subcategorize rock and roll, you know, to define. People like to define things down to the very last detail, but I don't know. I just think it's rock and roll. Some songs are harder than others. There's some tender songs, but in all, it's just rock to me. It's not metal. Metal is definitely different. But it's not country and it's not blues, but maybe it has some of those elements in it. But altogether, it's just rock.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, people ask me that all the time. Like, I don't get it. Why are there fast songs in them? There's slow songs. It doesn't make sense. It's like, well, yeah, it does. Sure, it does.
Right.
You know, Rolling Stones. I'm not comparing myself to them, but there are great rock and roll. Rolling Stones are a rock and roll band, right?
Right.
So they have songs like, if you take Sympathy for the Devil, that's a rock and roll song. That's a rockin' song. But then you have a song like Dead Flowers, which, if you really step back and look at it, it's a country song. But that's not considered a country song, right? Because it's the Stones. It's rock and roll.
Right.
So it's all rock and roll. It doesn't matter if the song is a heartbreaker ballad, or if you know, it's got power chords and it's heavy and it's faster. On my album, I call it rock and roll.
What can your fans, as well as people that are new to listening, as well as seeing your music, both live as well as on the record, can expect in the future of Pearl, both the band and yourself?
What can they expect in the future? More shows. More shows, more new songs. We just, you know, the guys just got another new idea the other day in the hotel in one of the other cities we were in. I don't know, just keep moving forward, and we're just going to keep getting better and stronger and keep going as far as we can.
Okay. Well, we would like to thank you for this opportunity to meet with you as well as this interview, and keep up the good work.
Thanks. It's good to be talking to you and to be part of Lit Magazine.